All right, everyone. Here is a little shorty of an episode, but I really wanted to talk about the hemp ban that just got signed into law or whatever you want to, whatever. It passed the Senate, it passed the House, and Trump signed it. So, what do you need to know? In a year, I think it's late 2026, cannabis as we know it will no longer be around unless there is something that we can do about it, which usually there is. So it's not that scary, but it is still scary because now it's in the books. We have a deadline and they might get rid of our weed instead of like legalizing it like they should. Basically, the ban is for 0.4% THC products are not allowed, but it's 0.4% THC or cannabinoids that are similar to THC, therefore THCA and whatever else they deem similar in their brains because they don't like whatever. God forbid we just let a plant be a plant. So, what can we do? What can I do? What can you do as people who just kind of exist as like the middle class? I exist in my little apartment with my debt and my dog. But we can call our representatives, bother them, continue to talk about this with them. They need to know that we care about this and that people are going to be fighting whether they want to or not. You can support local businesses that are trying to fight for hemp. Asheria Farms is definitely one of those. Hifikana is also one of those. Genuinely, just go to your favorite dispensary and make sure they know you're a part of people who will fight and ask them what they're doing, get involved in what they're doing, go participate in local events. Be more a part of your community. We are isolating as a community and we should really be coming together. Lastly, something I think people should be doing is sharing your cannabis story. Share why you smoke cannabis. Share what you use it for, how you use it during the day, how you use it at night. What makes it important to you? Why do you need this fucking plant to stay? It really could open up somebody's eyes who doesn't know as much about cannabis as you do, especially if you post it in a public place or social media. People need to know more about cannabis and everything it does because we are lying to ourselves, we are lying to other people by saying it's a plant that does harm. I also want to give you some fun facts. So, hemp is estimated to be a $28 billion industry, and there are more than 300,000 jobs that are at risk right now, including several people I know and care about. Right now, I'm smoking weed to manage a lot of my chronic pain syndromes. I am not diagnosed with celiac disease, but I'm like, I don't know, 100% convinced that I have it. I reacted to beer that I did not swallow that was just in my mouth and I spit out because I realized that I accidentally took a sip of somebody else's drink. And I reacted to Bagel Day at my work and everyone toasting their bagels and gluten being airborne and my office being right next to the break room. So I'm now fully remote again. I can't even go back to my regular schedule. Either way, that's not the problem or topic, I guess. I smoke weed to deal with migraine symptoms. I have a lot of like body aches and joint pain and a lot of issues with that kind of stuff, especially right now with this colder weather. I'm having a lot of soreness issues. As somebody in my 20s, I also smoke weed to recover from a hangover. I don't know if this works for you, but it helps my nausea an insane amount. And so, fucking, if it works, it works, man. I have in the past used cannabis to help with my migraines, but my migraines are triggered by eating bread and gluten and anything related to it. So as long as I'm not severely dehydrated or eating gluten, I'm not getting migraines, so I don't need to treat any. So those are my physical conditions. As far as my mental conditions, I have diagnosed ADHD that weed helps with. I have what I think is autism that is not diagnosed that it helps me with. I have a lot of texture issues. It helps me to eat. When it helps me get out of my head and not like think about my nausea that is probably triggered by my head, you know? Like there's some nausea that I get that's actually legit, and then there's definitely some that is all in my head because I'm not wanting to eat, dealing with all sorts of nonsense. You know, anxiety gives me nausea. That's technically all in my head too. Oh, yeah, and I'm medicating for anxiety. Duh. Who isn't? Anxiety, depression, that's kind of if you don't have those, you're not an American combination. We need to protect this. We have every right to smoke a plant. We should be looking forward to legalizing it further and not restricting it more. We should be regulating it and making it safe to smoke. We should not be removing a medicine that affects 300,000 workers, let alone everyone else who's consuming it and using it to get by. Thank you. Please go follow the podcast on my social medias. Go follow the podcast in whatever podcast app you're listening to this on or on YouTube. Helps. I really want to get this out to a lot of people. Everybody needs to know this information. Even though I don't feel like it's that much, I will definitely be adding to it and talking to more people about things. I would love to set up podcasts with people more informed and more enmeshed in the community. And hopefully, I have the opportunity to do that with Cafe Kana. Really excited to see where that relationship goes. And I really want cannabis to be a big part of my life. So don't let them take it away from me.